We at Autovision, your best source for Korean car news and rumors, got our hands on the latest internal development schedule from Hyundai, and it looks like the Korean auto giant will be busier than ever in the coming few years. As exciting as Hyundai's state-of-the-art electric cars, Hyundai still has to fulfill developing the conventional ICE models for a large part of the population that still relies on fossil fuel vehicles. For 2022 and 2023 there will be plenty of facelifts as well as full changes that their current ICE models will be put through, in midst of the company creating an entirely new lineup of electric vehicles based on its revolutionary EGMP dedicated platform. However, even the new ICE vehicles will not escape from the company's mission to attain carbon neutrality by 2045, starting in Europe. What this means is that almost every model in the ICE model range will now receive some form of electrification. In this episode of Autovision, as part 3 of the series in exploring all upcoming new models from Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis, we will reveal more details about the future Korean cars that we can expect to receive in the next couple of years. So, before we go on, we'd highly appreciate your support by subscribing and turning on the notification bell if you haven't already. And please don't forget to like, comment, and vote on the question that's presented at the end of the video. The 9th generation Hyundai Sonata DM9 2023 release. The perennial bestseller for Hyundai, Sonata is arguably the model that made Hyundai what it is today. Once known as the people's car in the native Korean market, it was once a default car to buy for most Koreans as a sign of their entry into the middle class. However, that stronghold in sales began to crumble as more choices became available. Especially the more luxurious Grandeur, or known as now discontinued Azera in the US, and the more stylish Kia's version K5, started to eat away from the sales. And at last in 2020, when the all-new 8th generation appeared, the Sonata legend completely fell apart. Instead of what the public expected, a La Fille Rouge concept-derived swoopy 4-door coupe, what Hyundai delivered was a catfish-mouthed sedan with convoluted body lines that made the car look unappealing. It's ironic as Hyundai developed the 8th generation Sonata just to address the lackluster design issue already witnessed in the 7th generation model, which led to the sale of Sonata falling below 100,000 units a year to just 87,466 units in 2019, for the first time in decades since its first introduction to the US market in 1989. Accordingly, and disappointingly, the all-new 8th generation Sonata couldn't do much to stop the sliding sales. Even after the introduction of the brand new model, the annual sales of Sonata fell to an all-time low of 76,997 units in 2020, almost one-third of the sales when compared to that of 10 years ago. This has made Hyundai take drastic action, which entailed scrapping the mid-cycle facelift that was originally scheduled for 2022, and moving towards creating an all-new 9th generation Sonata for 2023. As for the new design that will save the Sonata moniker from imminent demise, there are two possibilities. First, it's rumored that Hyundai will have another go at recreating the La Fille Rouge concept, by maintaining its sleek, sports coupe-like lines and sharp edges and creases. The other possibility that's being discussed is yet another adaptation of the Staria minivan design concept. As it turns out, the spacecraft-like design of the Staria was actually influenced by the 7 concept, which was revealed afterward. Regardless of the origin, it appears that the futuristic look will find a way into many of the new Hyundai models, as seen in this sample of the Korean domestic market's newest Grandeur, which will be introduced at the end of the year 2022. And as the all-new 9th generation Sonata is to be derivative of the Grandeur, it's entirely possible that the design will take after the entry-level luxury car. Unlike the design, however, the mechanicals is expected to be the same as the current Sonata, which includes not only the base 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, and the optional 2.5-liter turbocharged engine, but also the hybrid engine, which produces a combined 192 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque from 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine, and an electric motor to render 54 miles per gallon and 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration time of 8.3 seconds. In addition, the company's general movement towards complete electrification continues with the 9th generation Sonata, as a plug-in hybrid version is expected to make a return with the same engine and motor combination as the regular hybrid, but with a few more horsepowers at 202. The 9th generation Sonata will still be based on the same 3rd generation platform as before, allowing faster development of an entirely new product, especially with the mechanicals remaining unchanged. The expected release is in late 2023 at a similar price as the current model at $26,000 to $36,000. The all-new Sonata will occupy the same space with the similarly sized IONIQ 6 dedicated electric sedan, which will be priced from just under $50,000, until the year 2030 when the ICE vehicles will start to be phased out. Hyundai IONIQ 7 and Kia EV7 2023 release. Expected to be the most anticipated new cars launched in 2023, the Hyundai Santa Fe replacement known as internal product code MX-5, and the Kia Sorento replacement known as MB, will be dedicated electric vehicles based on EGMP electric platform. The naming of the new products may confuse a lot of people, as first of all, as dedicated electric vehicles based on the EGMP platform, they are to be part of the Hyundai IONIQ and Kia EV series of electric cars. As such, the eventual Santa Fe replacement is to be called IONIQ 7, as a D-segment vehicle, which is one class above IONIQ 5, which are considered semi-medium cars according to Hyundai Group's product code. However, this conflicts with the much bigger 7 concept, which is a size of GMC Yukon or Chevy Tahoe, and the eventual replacement for the Hyundai Palisade, as it's still being referred to as a concept for the IONIQ 7, so it remains to be seen how they will juggle the naming for the future products. However, the Sorento replacement won't be in conflict with the 7 concept's counterpart Kia EV9, as the new D-segment electric SUV is to be called EV7, as a vehicle sized one class up from the EV6, according to the naming rule that states that odd numbers are to be SUVs, and sedans are even numbers. Interestingly, Kia EV6, known by the internal code CV, was actually a sedan and not a crossover or SUV, according to Kia's product codename convention. According to the same convention, it's expected that the swoopy sedan model to come as a possible replacement for Kia Stinger, would be labeled with an even number name EV8, and fill the last remaining position in the EV series. The IONIQ 7 styling will be another product that will be influenced by the Staria or the 7 concept design, while the EV7 is to adapt the design of the EV9's rugged look. Both models are expected to be 3-row SUVs similar to the current D-segment Sorento. As seen from the design predictions, the all-new electric SUV pairs from Hyundai and Kia are expected to be more upright traditional SUVs as opposed to the IONIQ 5 and the EV6 that are crossovers. The benefit of the traditional SUV styling will of course be a bigger interior and cargo capacity that should exceed current Sorento's 75.5 cubic feet or 2,139 liters with the rear seats folded, which is significantly larger than the EV6's 53.5 cubic feet or 1,500 liters. The towing capacity should be about the same as the IONIQ 5 and the EV6's already amazing 3,500 pounds or 1,600 kilograms, as the similar powertrain is to be used for the IONIQ 7 and the EV7 SUVs, which includes a single-motor rear-wheel drive layout good for 225 horsepower, or the dual-motor all-wheel drive setup with 320 horsepower. This is a significant upgrade from the current Santa Fe and Sorento's horsepower of 191 to 281 horsepower. The new electric SUVs are expected to be powered by a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery, which is to achieve a range that exceeds 311 miles or 500 kilometers. The midsize SUV duo's expected release is in 2023, however, it's not certain whether the Santa Fe and Sorento will be discontinued upon the introduction of the IONIQ 7 and the EV7, which should command much steeper price starting at $50,000 to $55,000, than the $29,000 to $43,000 price range of Sorento and $27,000 to $40,000 of Santa Fe. This concludes part 3 of the series in the future Korean cars. Be on the lookout for the next episodes where we discuss the possibility of the much talked about Kia Sportage EV, which looks like it will actually be produced as earlier rumored, as well as the Hyundai IONIQ 3 and the EV4 Duo, the compact EGMP-based dedicated EVs that are mainly targeted for Europe and developing countries in Asia, but could also be strong sellers in the North American market with the starting price expected to be as low as $35,000. As for the end of the video question, if the all-new 9th generation Sonata does turn out to be a great-looking sedan, would you choose it over the IONIQ 6 electric sedan, especially with the lower price? Please vote and share your views by clicking on the link in the comments section below. Thanks for watching Autovision, your best source for the fastest Korean car news and rumors. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Also, don't forget to join our forum and share your passion for Korean cars at KoreanCarNews.com. See you next time with the latest Korean car news.
We should be chasing after the sun. We would be amazing together as one. There's no turning back for the both of us. No point of denying. the truth.